This week in Corporate Coffee Mornings.
We're not overly concerned about teenagers because they're not a part of our language. What we try to do is to ensure that as an adult, if you choose to smoke, you'll smoke our brands. We won't be hiring any salesmen anymore. We're going to go for guys in the inner city and train them to be salesmen.
And now, here's Carreras' Steele with host Barbara Ellington.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Steele. Welcome to the Gleaner.
Thank you much.
Carreras has been around since independence in 1962. First company to begin manufacturing in Jamaica. A lot has happened since. I want to know now, how are you coping? How is your bottom line affected by the recent ban of smoking in public places?
So first of all, thank you for the question, Barbara. And it's a question that a lot of our shareholders would ask and stakeholders. Shortly after the regulation, when it was announced by the minister, in the first 3 months, we lost 30% of our business. And it's really because the regulation was not clear, and people weren't sure where they could smoke. But with the engagements afterwards and the education with our retailers, with our customers, we actually saw our sales coming back. So as of today, we recovered about 15% of that lost sales. So our quarterly results have been showing very good EPS growth since then. So
now that you have placed on all the boxes, I see,
right,
the requisite warning, are you sure that you're, say, in control of teenagers starting to smoke so early?
Okay, we do not market our products to
you don't?
We do not. And we do have a YSP program, which is a youth smoking prevention program.
Yes, I heard about
that. We have to engage with all our retailers. So really, to do business with us, you will have to have an understanding, and in some cases an agreement that you will not sell to minors. Yes. So we're not overly concerned about teenagers because they're not a part of our language. What we try to do is to ensure that as an adult, if you choose to smoke, you'll smoke our brands.
Okay. Now you have a bikeman program, and I noticed that you're in some 30 communities now. Tell us about that. Why did you come up with that program, and what does it do?
Interestingly, when I came back I was in Trinidad. I was seconded to Trinidad as the country manager for the Caribbean Islands. And when I came back, one of the first things I said, listen, we need to find a way to engage with the inner city, with the communities. I mean, it was a very scary program because, talking about having guys on bikes going into the inner cities is like having cash with cigarettes. So it's like having cash on a bike with no security. So we started that. And I'm excited about the program because initially we were trying to hire salesmen and teach them how to ride. But we recognized that in the inner city, you need to know how to traverse, in those communities. It wasn't working out, actually. So what we had to do, we said, get rid of that. We won't be hiring any salesmen anymore. We're going to go for guys in the inner city and train them to be salesmen.
I see.
And let me tell you, our sales have since then, every quarter, 6-8% growth in our volumes. And interestingly, we're getting these volumes from the illicit traders because that is where the illicit traders were.
That was their market, so you're sort of taking control of that.
Yes, yes.
So how have you been managing then with those who are bringing in the cigarettes illegally? Have you been putting that under control?
We have engaged. We have been engaging with the relevant stakeholders, including the Minister of Finance as well, because $2 billion approximately is lost. Yes, and majories, yes. And I must say, they are on board. What we need to do is to ensure that we control the borders, because that's where they're coming in. So, things being declared for duty-free and the leakages into the markets. And I believe they are committed to it. As a matter of fact, I've seen some successes as well, and that's straight to the bottom line.
And Craveney and Rothmans are still your top sellers?
Not Rothmans. Actually, our number one is Craveney. That's the red and white pack with the black cat.
Yes.
That's why I had to move the cat from Twickenham Park. Yeah, so that's 65% of our volumes. And then we have Mataron, which is our menthol brand, which is about 33%. Interestingly, Rothmans and Dunhill is about a percent of the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Carreras has been very big on its corporate social responsibility. And I know you have a $1 billion scholarship program now.
$1 billion?
Is it a billion or a multi-million? Sorry, it's a multi-million, sorry.
Yes, yes.
It's like going to be 3 million next time around.
Well, I'm not
this year into next year, I think 3-point-something million.
It's a postgrad scholarship.
Right.
The total scholarship, including the postgrad, is maybe over $7 million.
Right.
But the flagship is the postgrad scholarship.
What else do you support?
Well, I mean, the scholarship is the biggest. I mean,
Right.
empowerment through education, because education is what we believe will drive this economy forward.
Right.
But apart from that, we do help out in other things. I mean, we are restricted in many ways.
I
so
noticed
unfortunately,
that. Like, you
we can't do sports.
support anything for sports.
No, we cannot.
Because the children are involved.
Absolutely, and a lot of requests coming in to us for schools. Well, what we tend to do, we work with the customs, with the police.
With the arts?
With the arts, exactly.
Are you still a big backer of the NDTC?
I'm not sure if big is quite relative, but we do give some support to that.
So what's your program with the police then?
It's really, we always at times, because we need the law enforcers,
Right.
as it relates to the protection of our trademarks locally.
Yes,
And so
yes.
many times, quite unfortunately, the police, their vehicles are down, they're unable to operate even those basic things in terms of moving around. So we have given them bikes. We have contributed, for example, to fixing some of their vehicles.
Really?
Yeah, so that they can police, do their work.
Okay.
Yeah.
You recently moved your corporate offices.
Yes.
Why did you decide to leave Twickenham Park?
Oh boy, that was a very tough decision. 53 years,
Yeah.
at Twickenham Park. It was the factory. Remember we had over 1,000 employees manufacturing cigarettes. In 2005, we closed that factory and started import from Trinidad.
And you're now distributing.
Exactly. So we were actually utilizing only 10% of that space.
What are you going to do with that property? Are you
We
going
sold
to
it
sell
already.
You sold it already?
Yes, we did.
Wow.
Yeah, we sold it already.
Care to say who bought it?
Yes, Progressive Groceries.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So Ruthven Road now, approximately how much square footage are you occupying there?
About 10,000.
And how many people do you employ now, since there's
Well, we
no
have
manufacturing?
approximately over 85 permanent employees. But if I include the bike, the guys, the salesmen on the bikes, it's about 30. So we're talking about over 120 employees. Yes.
Where, besides the corporate area, where else? And I suppose St. Catherine, where else will the bike program extend to?
About maybe over 20 routes we have in Kingston. We have a few in Montego Bay and a few in Mandeville.
Really?
Yes, and maybe 1 or 2 in Portland. The idea is to see how successful, and it has been, and we are now assessing to see whether or not we should expand this further. And I think it's a great opportunity to do so, because what we're trying, these are guys who otherwise would have been on the streets in Barbara, and you should see the pride and joy when they take up a Carreras ID card, yes, to say that they're working for Carreras, and it's just a beauty. And it's not much for fixing the unemployment problem, but believe it or not, if I can get 30 guys off the street to do something.
And they're honest, they don't rob you, you get all your monies and so on.
We have had challenges.
Yes.
We have had challenges. We take a no-nonsense approach to it.
Yes.
So I think the guys that we have now, they're good guys, yes.
Okay. Well, I wish you all the best at your new location.
Thank you much, Barbara.
And I hope Carreras stays around for at least another 53 years in Jamaica.
I'm sure it will be. It will be around, yes.
And you being new in this position at the helm,
Yes.
I also wish you every success.
Thank you very much, Barbara.
In your new post.
Thank you very much, and the same to you.
Okay. Thank you, Marco Steele, Managing Director of Carreras Limited, for being my guest on Corporate Coffee Mornings today.